Time now to bring in our next guest who's here with Special Olympics. It's Mack Hollins. Look at best dressed, most stylish guest we've had all week.
Well,
no doubt about it.
And I've talked to Mack over the years with Special Olympics, and Mack's just this is one of the coolest dudes going. And I want him to be a Chicago Bear, and he is a free agent, and he's not going to be able to talk about that too much. But you had your best year yet in the league, and congratulations. You were you made the Raiders a better football team this year as their number 2. That's got to be an awesome feeling for just to have that level of success. By the way, congratulations.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. It was definitely a good feeling. You know, it's. I think I've done these kind of one-year deals and prove-it deals, and I got an opportunity with the Raiders and tried to make the most of it. Had a great guys to learn from. Like, got the best receiver in the league to be able to learn from every day, and I took a lot from that and was able to have a good year.
Mack, real quickly, for our viewers that are watching this, can you explain your shirt here? You have Naruto, you have Ninja Turtles. What's going on?
Yeah, so it's the Naruto Ninja Turtles collab. I'm a huge anime fan. I think everybody's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fan. I don't think that's really awesome. The Naruto, I don't know if everybody's.
Dragon Ball Z? Did you watch
Dragon Ball Z?
Okay,
cool.
cool.
I watched that. I have a huge list on my computer of all the animes I watch. Like, I can't tell you the last show I watched that had real people and wasn't like anime.
That's awesome.
Besides football?
No, I don't watch football unless it's at the building or like
unless
or
it's tape.
Unless I watch the tape. Like, I'm not gonna I haven't watched the Super Bowl since I played in it.
So you won't watch this one?
No,
like, at all?
No.
Was you just throwing an anime and just kind of?
Throwing anime, yeah. It's just like it's you're too analytical about it. Like the joy of the game isn't really there. Like, I'm just watching it for fun. I'm just like, oh, he should have done this. Like, this is wrong.
This
is great.
Have you
Super
met?
Bowl with the Eagles, by the way, for people are
Yeah.
you know, he was an Eagle first, then a Dolphin.
Yeah.
Now a Raider. Anyway.
Have you met Martellus Bennett at all?
Yeah, and I played
Because
with
he's
Michael.
you reminded me of Marty when he was in Chicago. Like, great football player, but like he had all these other interests and stuff like that. And
There's other things in the world.
Yeah.
And I think some guys can get too stuck, and everybody has their thing. But if I get too much on football, I end up diminishing returns, kind of.
yeah.
So I spent time with Marty in New Orleans at the national championship game when it was LSU and with Burrow and Clemson with Trevor. We went and got a foot massage. We did some weird stuff. You're not wearing any shoes.
No shoes.
What's up with the no shoes? I mean, you're walking. This is
I've been
tell
no
me.
shoes for 5 years, unless I'm forced to wear them. It just feels better.
Even outside?
Yeah, unless it's cold enough to like cause damage to it or hot enough to cause damage.
Yeah.
I'm barefoot.
Wow.
Like everywhere I go, stores, unless I get kicked out.
Is there somewhere?
Do they kick you out?
Yeah, I've been kicked out.
Yeah.
It's just, usually it's like somebody else complaining, which is just mind-blowing to me because when's the last time you cleaned the bottom of your shoe?
Never.
Like, I clean my feet all the time, so like my feet are definitely cleaner than your shoes, but nobody says anything about the shoes.
That is a very good point.
Do you actually feel more, I'm gonna get organically nerdy out here. Do you feel more connected to the earth? Is that what's up?
Yeah, I mean, you definitely do. I think it's like if you were to try to do some with your hands with mittens on, like you would think that's the most backwards thing in the world. But then people put shoes on your feet and you can't move your toes. Not sure if y'all have kids, but like if you see your kids' toes, like how spread out they are, how they can move them so well. And then if you ever put shoes on them, they kind of start walking weird. Like they'll walk fine barefoot, and then you put shoes on because you just lose all the senses. It's like you put socks on a dog, and they start like, what the heck? Because they can't feel anything.
I have a 1.5-year-old, and she just went from like walking barefoot everywhere. Now we put our shoes on her when we got to go outside because we're in Chicago. It's cold in the winter. You can't put a baby out there.
Absolutely.
But yeah, then it's like then all of a sudden she's walking like this. You're like, he's right.
So through the airport, NFL.
The airport, I got to have shoes on.
Okay.
The a Home Depot or Lowe's, because they consider it like a working warehouse or something like that. So like laws-wise, but there's no U.S. law. You know, I had to do the research all these times I got kicked out. That says you can't be like in a grocery store barefoot.
Man did the research on it.
Yeah, you gotta know it.
Back to football for 1 second. You played with Mitch Trubisky in college. You're still boys with him. His time in Chicago is interesting because I think everybody recognized that Mitch is a great dude, worked hard, all his teammates loved him. It just didn't work out. I mean, when you're following all that, was that tough as a friend? I mean, how did you look at his time in Chicago?
Yeah, I think it's definitely tough, and that kind of is what the league is. You can be a great player in the wrong place, and it just doesn't work out, which is unfortunate because he is a great. Like obviously, I played with him. I knew before he was in like coming into his senior year that he was going to be like great. It's just a matter of is the fit right? Like even in my situation, like how all of a sudden did I become a receiver that has 600 plus yards? Like it wasn't like I had some great offseason. Like I've been the same player, but I just didn't fit systems. That's not a coaching fault or anything. It's just sometimes the system doesn't work best for certain guys.
There's also, I'm assuming you got to build connection, right? I don't know how you did it with Derek or how you got close with Devontae. So become a guy that's like, oh, I enjoy hanging out with this dude and I want to work with him. And it's not just a friendly thing. You got to have the talent too, but like all that's got to come together.
Yeah, I think it's like any relationship. It can't just be purely one thing. There's a lot of different aspects that go into it, and that kind of builds that relationship and makes it easier to just connect. And maybe it's some sort of cerebral or like conscious, subconscious type of level. I don't know, but there's definitely more into it than just, hey, we're on the same team.
Did you go to the Raiders because that was like best offer, or were you kind of like, I think like this could actually work out in the way it did for you?
Yeah, no, Raiders was best opportunity more than best offer. That's all I asked was, hey, like when I talked to Zig and Coach McDaniels, was like, hey, I just want an opportunity. I don't want you to give me anything. I just want like a fair opportunity, not like, hey, you're gonna get one rep every like 4 or 5 plays, and it's gonna be a go ball that you're not getting. Like a true opportunity, and that's all. The training camp, they gave me an opportunity. OTAs, they gave me an opportunity to earn the spot, and I was able to do that.
What do you know about Chicago?
I know it's the Windy City, and I know the Super Bowl Shuffle.
If you know, that's
the
all
Super
we
Bowl
need.
Shuffle's been getting a lot of play this week.
That's all. That's all we need.
Yeah,
we got
William Perry. Sweetness. I know. Like
I'm sliding. Well, you should also know Bears got a lot of money. Bears got some needs. Bears could use some versatile dudes. You can do special teams. You can catch.
I can do it all.
You can do. You enjoy. What do you enjoy more? Because I mean, you're big time special teams talent. But I mean, catching the football is catching the football.
Yeah, catching the football is fun. I think so. This past year, I played less special teams than I ever have before. And this might sound bad, but offense and defense, I don't know. I don't play defense. Offense really not nearly as hard as special teams is. Like special teams, you get one opportunity, and it's grueling. Like it's painful to be out there doing it. Now, not to say offense is like you go out there and just be easy and just go for 1,000 yards. Devontae makes it look like it's easy. It's not easy. It's not. But like in terms of the physical like hits that you get and take, special teams is way harder on the body. You
got to have the want to do it.
Yeah.
This dude's a special teams coach on the high school level, and all he wants to do is talk special teams.
Well, I'm not going to get too deep into the weeds on it. But no, what he's talking, I actually agree with what you just said. I mean, defense, you probably have more plays over the course of a game. Mm-hmm. But when you're on special teams, you're getting hit like no matter where you're playing on the field.
And you're all out.
And you're going full speed across the field with much more space. So
you got to really go. There's no I mean, guys take plays off on offense, like at the end of the day. But second down, I'll make up for it. Like special teams, you take a play off, like it could be a touchdown, it could be a turnover. Like you're going to look bad on tape.
Or you get hurt.
Yeah, or you get hurt.
Yeah.
And there's going to be like 8 plays in film that you watch. So it's not like you got 80 plays to go through and it's like somebody else going to get yelled at later. Like, nah, you might be the worst player.
Mac, real quickly, to kind of go back to the offensive side, just seeing what Justin Fields did this season, what is that? What kind of your impressions about him and what he's able to do in year 2 with all the big runs and things
it's
like
impressive.
that?
It's impressive. I think it's, as from a coaching side, you're probably like, I wish my quarterback didn't have to run that much. But like the things he's doing with his legs, I think it's amazing. Like you guys like him, Lamar, that can do these things with their legs, but then also be so proficient in the passing game. It's almost like they get overshadowed. Their passing game gets overshadowed because they're so good at running. But like they have a lot of talent. Like you can't just say like, oh well, he's not good at throwing because he's so good at running. Like, no, these dudes are good at both.
So Special Olympics, you've been an ambassador for a long time, and I know there's stuff going on the health side right now, and also the games are coming up this June, right?
Yep. Yeah, Berlin.
You gonna be in Berlin?
I'm really trying because that's like the month that we get off between OTAs and training camp. So if I could go, like I'm there.
Why? Just tell people about how awesome the partnership's been for you, just working and experiencing.
It's been amazing. So I had a Special Olympics athlete in my neighborhood when I was growing up, and then got to UNC, and one of my teammates had a brother that was a Special Olympics athlete. So it's kind of been in my life for a while. And then when I got to the NFL, that's when it really blossomed into like this champion ambassador, this connection where I'm doing stuff on Radio Row, all this different stuff. And just the stuff that I've learned, like those with intellectual disabilities die like 16 to 20 years earlier from preventable things.
Yep. Harder to communicate. People don't understand.
They don't understand how to do these health screenings, and that's another thing with the World Games is they're going to do health screens on all the athletes, full health screens, and a lot of these athletes don't get these things. And you'd think like, oh, this is the top of the top Special Olympics athletes. They probably get this stuff all the time. Like,
no, they don't.
Like we get confused because us as NFL players have to do 30,000 physicals a year. You think that they get it, but no. And that's something that I've learned over the years with Special Olympics is like these are the things we're trying to change and make better.
Yeah, and there are doctors out there too, like, oh, that Special Olympics, they can't move their arm above their shoulders. Well, let's not worry about that because, so they're like they'll literally get less care because of who they are, and obviously that's trying to not be the case going forward.
Yeah, right. Like they get a lot of assumptions are made of what they can't do, what they can do, or what's like okay, well he or she can't do this, but because they're have intellectual disabilities, it's okay. But like, no, it's not. Like, we got to fix that.
There's amazing people in the organization. It's a big passion of mine. Anyway,
you've done some awesome stuff too.
Yeah.
Well, Mack, good luck.
Chicago, it's awesome. Don't seriously.
Hey, I'm not knocking it.
Okay. I feel like some dudes like, it's cold.
It's cold.
You got to practice in the cold.
That's life.
Okay. See, that's life. There we go.
Just so you know, much more important people than you are going to try to sell him on Chicago.
Okay. Well, I'm trying to do my part.
Hey,
do my part.
Every part counts.
It's a good look. I'll tell you another thing. Bears locker room, good place. For real.
Very good place.
Well, they got great facilities too.
Well, but that too.
Yeah, but
that's true.
They care about that stuff.
Yeah, we practiced out there for a week when I was. Who was I with?
It was
with the Dolphins. Yeah.
With the Dolphins.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, like a year ago.
I mean, they won 3 games. You walked through there. It did not feel like a 3-win team. They were these.
That was actually kind of weird.
A lot of positive.
That's little things. That's what stacks up later on.
Yeah. So
Mack, fascinating dude. We appreciate talking to you, man.
Appreciate y'all. Thank you so much.
All right.